Namaste. Salutations. Welcome. It's Thursday night. It's 9 o'clock. It's Thursday Night Vibes with Master Rochi and Kateland, the talent.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, it's a Tecamo. He's been a Tachamo recently. So, Kateland, how are you doing tonight?
I'm okay.
You're okay.
Yeah.
So, what's got you just being okay and not really?
I don't know. Oh gosh. I've been chosen.
Y-
That's rare.
You've been what?
I've been chosen.
Uh huh.
That's rare.
Well, I understand that you had some issues this week, automotively.
I constantly have issues.
Well, we know that. Yes, it's the older cat Tecamo, and he has been attached to me for all day. So tell us about what's going on.
I'm mad at car salesmen because they don't properly explain things. I took my car in to get it looked at, and when I called the dealership, they said it would be covered under the warranty, and I was like, okay, cool, I'll bring it in then, right? Because I called just to make sure it would be covered first, because that's the smart thing to do. And then when I brought it in, like 4 days later, they called me back and they were like, yeah, this isn't covered under your warranty. So I called uh, the sales manager where I got my car from, and I was like, hey, what the heck? This is garbage, you know? And he was like, it is the way it is because your car's over 100,000 miles. And I was like, okay, whatever. And I was like, but it's still bullshit. And he was like, however, I will give you for this situation that you're in. He's like, I'll give you the employee discount, which I mean, it's better than nothing, but it's still aggravating.
Better than nothing, but close to nothing.
Better than nothing, but still aggravating.
I can see. I can see, and oh, yeah,
That's real rough for you.
yeah, uh,
That's
such
that's real rough for you.
such is life. Such is life.
It's been a hot minute since I've been puked on.
Yeah. Not me. It's, a relatively recent event.
That was fast too. There
So,
was no hacking. He just lit
yeah.
right
Well,
on you.
and I appreciate that.
Usually, when I get puked on, my cats do a few, and I have the opportunity to move them off of my lap. That was fast, however. He just went, bleh.
Yep, I didn't have much of an opportunity to put him down on the throw rug.
Mm-mm.
So, well, what a wonderful way to start the show.
Yep.
Yeah.
It seems like I go through periods where something's always going wrong in my life. Things will be good for a little bit, but then something's always going wrong.
Right. Right. Well, that's hard learning opportunities, rough patches.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Because we all hit them, and it's like, man, I wish just something would just go right for once.
Right.
And but usually after you get through that kind of patch, you can look back and at least learn something from it. And if nothing else, it made you a little bit tougher and more resilient for the next time things come
Oh,
around.
when I talked to that sales manager, I was pretty sassy. Pretty sassy.
I have no doubt that you were.
I was pretty sassy. I was because I was just gonna go pick up my car today.
Right.
And that way I wasn't getting charged for driving the rental car. I didn't know if I would get charged or not. I don't know how exactly that they do things. But I was just gonna go pick up my car. That way I have my car. And they said it was gonna be a lot more money than I had. And I was like, I can't do that.
Right. No, that's very aggravating.
Yeah. But I was like, can I just drive the rental car until Monday without you guys charging me any extra? And he was like, yeah, that's fine. I was like, okay, thanks, great. That's good. That's good.
All right. Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Kind of
I
cool.
caught a little break there because otherwise you would have been coming to get me, and I don't know how that story would have ended.
I
'Cause
don't know either.
I gotta work Friday.
It would have been, well, how far do you think you can actually walk and still make it on time?
To places. I feel like I could have been
Well, I mean,
here.
do I need to just give you a lift out,
Oh, to
to
work.
the main road, or do you need to go into the, to the city
My
limits?
dude, I need a ride all
So,
the way to work.
uh, I don't see
I
that.
would have needed a ride all the way to work.
I don't see that happening.
Would have needed a ride.
I mean,
But that's why it's a good thing that I still have my rental car because I'm still at the status of not having to rely on anybody.
that's right. And you can Uber.
Not with no money.
Boy, that's
I
tough.
well, and I had money when I went to go see if I could pick up my car. I
Mm-hmm.
had money on me. I had a fair amount of money on me. I had $165 on me, and that still wasn't enough to get my car. So, it is what it is.
Right.
It is what it is.
Well, I am sorry to hear that.
Yeah. It'll be okay. I'll get my car back eventually.
Eventually.
One of these days.
Well, I would hope so because you're going to give up the rental car on Monday.
Yeah. Well, and part of the reason it was so frustrating is they should have just told me that they weren't that they didn't cover that because I would have just never taken my car there in the first place.
Well, I couldn't see you not having transportation, so I think I could get you a bike.
I just steal mom's moped. I'll moped everywhere.
Right on.
Once again, I'll get to where I'm going eventually.
Maybe. I think a bike's safer.
Eh,
Mm-hmm.
it'll buff.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know who is sponsoring our show?
I'm not sure.
Of course you're not. Master Rochi's Garden is the sponsor of Thursday Night Vibes. Check out masterrochisgarden.com. Masterrochisgarden.com. We have got some really nice stuff out there. Hey, Star Queen. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Hello, hello.
But yeah, and for people that don't know, you can catch our reruns on YouTube or our current shows and our show banks from, I don't know, how many shows do we have on YouTube? Earth to Wayland. How many shows do we have on YouTube? But we have several different ones. What did you say?
She was talking to me. Mind your business. Mind your business. If you can't hear the conversation, it wasn't meant for you.
Without my hearing aid, I can't hear 80% of what's going on. And people ask me why I don't wear my hearing aid. Because when I don't wear my hearing aid, I can't hear 80% of what's going on.
It wasn't meant for you anyway. That's why I whispered.
Well, it's not nice. It's impolite to whisper. Yes, you you
It
dig
is.
being
It
impolite.
is what it is.
That is just not the right vibe. Oh, we have 31 episodes on YouTube. Did you know we had that many?
No.
No.
I felt like it was
Thousands?
a few.
Hundreds of
A
thousands?
few, maybe 10.
Like an hour's an eternity?
Maybe 10.
So, right.
Like 10. Like 10.
Well, we got to remember that she only counts in reasons with fingers and toes. So 31 is beyond capacity.
Like
Ten.
the first 3 YouTube videos has Lewis.
Oh,
The
the
rest of them is
all right.
So
Yeah.
like 10.
28.
Feels like 157.
Like just about 10,
But-
guys. If you round down.
I told you her limit's 20. 10 is safe for her, whether it makes sense or not. Just agree.
So you're saying we get a new host?
Right.
I don't care.
Oh,
I'm just along for wherever life wants to take me.
right now it's taking you.
You didn't see us chugging the buzz balls in the kitchen before the show? She can be a pickleball.
Oh, are you gonna come and puke on me again?
Pickleball?
Yeah,
Yes.
a few minutes ago he puked right on his leg.
Yeah.
He
I got it
and there was
cleaned
no
up.
there
Now
was
he's gonna
no
go puke on Weiwei's head.
there was no hacking either, Mom. Mom, there was no hacking either. It was just
He's over there and he's gonna hack down the back of Weiwei's shirt.
I'd go home. I'd leave.
All right, well then don't go to the bathroom and wipe it off before you leave.
no, just get it all over your car.
Yeah, just
That sounds like a solid plan.
plan.
Okay, just get it all over your poor, innocent little old grandma's car. That's so much better.
All right, why don't we go into some music? Oh yeah, we've got some stuff to talk about.
I'm just giving Kate
I
crap.
am the bright idea.
I'm giving Kate crap because
I am the bright
I asked her
idea.
what she was going to talk about.
Shrimp's hearts are in their head.
And we'll be going to Recoil, Kings and Queens here. Sooner the better. We'll be right back.
Broke the Well, no, not really. He's hitting him up for some money now.
You got $1 or something? Oh.
Right on. Welcome back. That was Recoil with Kings and Queens.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on mushrooms?
Yes.
Do you see? I mean, I am seeing more and more studies. Actually, they have a study now also using ketamine.
I think I've read that study
But
because I think mushrooms are just absolutely wonderful.
well, I do too. And I microdosed for a long time, and then kind of ran out of my supply. And
Oh yeah, I think mushrooms are great. I've heard in the studies that they are doing, they help restore neural pathways in the brain.
yes, they're looking at. I mean, very promising for especially Alzheimer's.
Yes.
And I think also there was a study, I think, with Parkinson's
Mm-hmm.
also. And, looking very, very positive. Again, this is, I do believe mushrooms are also Schedule 1 drug.
I'm not sure which one they are.
But it's, we've got to open up and get more analysis on the medicinal side of what mushrooms do.
Oh yeah, because mushrooms have been used to treat PTSD. They're doing a whole bunch of studies in Colorado right now, actually, with microdosing and mushrooms.
Right. I definitely felt a difference when I was microdosing. And also, I mean, I do like them for also spiritual reasons.
Yes, I agree.
And
They just give you a really large sense of euphoria, like a bigger euphoria than I have ever felt, in my opinion.
I believe it or not. Well, I know it's going to be extremely hard to believe, but I've done a few hallucinogenics through my lifetime.
I've just done a couple.
But from what I've read, mushrooms are just a wonderful, wonderful experience, and better than the acid LSD because they're natural.
Oh yeah.
It's I really dig the world on mushrooms.
Yeah, in my opinion, my personal opinion, mushrooms were a lot easier than acid.
Mm-hmm.
Acid made my stomach hurt at the end. Like when I was coming down, my stomach hurt a lot, and like I felt like I was hungry, but also I felt like if I ate anything, I was gonna throw up.
Crackers.
I think I ended up eating McDonald's French fries.
I crackers.
But like I don't. When I do mushrooms, I just sip cold water the whole time, and then I don't have a bellyache the next day.
Again, soda crackers. Because I don't know, mushrooms upset my stomach.
They don't do that to me.
But soda crackers and water or hot black coffee.
I like ice water with them.
So
I don't know if it's like the mouth feel or what it is.
Maybe
it
would be hard to tell. It'd be, depending on where you are.
typically here.
Right.
Typically, like 8 times out of 10 here.
Right. Well, a family that trips together stays together.
I like to ride around on the golf cart. It makes it like a spaceship.
Ah. Well, don't be acting.
No, usually mom drives, which makes it safer.
Well, if you consider that actually safer.
I think so.
Well, as long as there's nobody within 25 yards of any direction of it, then it might be considered safe.
It's a fun time.
Yeah, I don't even know if you could put her on an empty golf course on a golf court and
Mom's
consider it safe.
Mom's a good driver on the golf cart.
On the golf.
I let her drive my Jeepums before, and she did just fine.
That's
She went to the dollar store, and to go to the dollar store, you got to get on the highway.
How long ago was that?
Like a couple months ago? About a month ago.
That dollar store?
Yeah, but you got to get on the highway. You got to get on the state road. The busy state road. That accidents happen on.
The busy.
That accident has happened on.
yeah, you see out here, that's the big road.
That's the medium road, and then the next road's the big
The
road.
big road. Uh-huh. The joys of living in Indiana. Now, I got a question for you, because with Biden starting all of this stuff with looking at rescheduling cannabis, I think it's going to be a lot of fun shit that's going to be happening in states like Indiana,
Oh gosh.
because like anybody else, nobody really saw this coming.
Right.
Well, since Indiana thought that this is actually going to be years away, really hasn't planned for it. So it's going to be real funny to see a lot of these prohibition states all of a sudden scrambling to figure out what in the hell to do once the federal government decriminalizes or reschedules, or whatever that they do. And I'm sure that they're going to lose a lot of money for their war on drugs with cannabis being rescheduled.
Yeah.
And
I'd imagine.
this is how it got on the list in the first place. It was Richard Nixon, him and his administration, that put it on this list without any congressional approval, no hearings, no nothing, and it was a Schedule 1. And it's about time that instead of screwing around with the Congress, which is pretty much worthless, if a president put it on, a president needs to take it off. And I think this is a move in the right direction. I don't like either party, Democrats or Republicans. I think they're all a bunch of
Yahoos.
liars, hypocrites, and it's just power and greed. They don't give a damn about anything except for who's paying them.
Yeah.
So I don't really like either party, but I think this is a good move, and I'm glad to see that we're starting to move in the right direction.
They're a bunch of yahoos.
Congress likes their little theatrics and crap. Let's lock them in the room and feed them mushrooms and cannabis for a weekend and see if we can't get them to get along.
Do we give them snacks too?
Well, of course.
Okay, because otherwise I think they would just cannibalize
Yeah. Well, they do that anyway, with or without snacks. They're politicians. So, but yeah, just lock them in a room and let them get high and vibe for the weekend, and see if we can't come up with some agreements for simple things, people. They all go, run around with their heads on fire trying to talk about esoteric and far ideas and crap. Who cares? Let's solve the simple shit that we can deal with.
The real theory is, what if they actually all do just get along, and it's all just a big show?
No, I think it is to a certain degree.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's just drinking a lot of Kool-Aid.
Well, you preach even if you start preaching complete and total BS, if you preach the same thing for long enough, eventually you'll start to believe it.
Right.
Even if you think it's garbage,
Right.
you'll start to believe it eventually.
And hence the sheep shall be led uh, during the voting process, because there are sheep of both colors, red and blue, that drink the Kool-Aid and will, you know, follow mindlessly. We need some free thinkers. Uh, we need to we just need to get away from all the influence peddling and towing the line for the money. I think most of Americans are smart enough to do that. It's just the candidates that are running for those, mostly libertarians and greens and different smaller parties. You never get to hear from them because they don't have the war chest that the Democrats and Republicans have.
Well, and the funny thing is, I've talked to a lot of different people from both sides just because of the career field I work in. A lot of different people come together to work in healthcare. And I've actually heard a lot of people from both sides say that they would vote libertarian, but not enough people are behind the Libertarian Party to make a difference. And that's just the kind of thinking as to why there aren't enough people behind the Libertarian Party to make a difference.
And my response to that is, if everybody said that, voted libertarian, we'd have a nice turnout.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It starts with each individual person. I'm a libertarian candidate for the Indiana State House, District 42. Nobody's heard of me. I don't have a bunch of yard signs out. I don't have TV ads running. I don't have anything like that.
Right.
Because, uh, I wasn't out looking for donors. It was more trying to get my message out and not. I don't want people's money. Hell, there's enough inflation going on. Things are tight enough. Save your money. Don't send it to me. Just spread the word, and help me get my message out there that we've got to do the cannabis reform in Indiana. We've got to take care of mental health. That is the number one issue, and we've got to work at this at the community level. It's got to be a grassroots, bottom down, top up approach, because each community is going to be different.
Yeah.
And that's my simple message. I think that's what Indiana needs. We have to go after fentanyl, but we've got to go after the root cause of why people are looking for, this kind of relief. Let's get the mental health aspect covered first. And for God's sakes, we just had 3 pounds of fentanyl seized.
Yeah.
And we're in a small community. So if it's in our community in the backwaters of Indiana, I'm sure it's in your community. And fentanyl's killing. If I was thinking about this, imagine if a soft drink or a candy bar was killing as many people as fentanyl's killing right now. How do you think the media and the government would be treating it?
It'd be banned.
I mean, there would be, all kinds of warnings and people speaking out on TV and, making all kinds of claims. Yeah, everything would be seized. It would be banned.
Right.
And we don't have really much of a unified response to fentanyl at all. And it just keeps killing more people.
Right. Well, and fentanyl is a narcotic, but it seems like, I don't know. I don't know if they've figured out how to make it or if they're importing it in or how they're getting their hands on it, but it's making its way in somehow.
Well, from my understanding, the chemicals to make it are coming from China. It's being made in Mexico by the cartels, and then it's being smuggled across the southern border.
Right.
And nobody seems to care.
Right.
It's and it's unfortunate. It's not right for the poor people that got to carry it across, because I'm sure that they're either doing it for money or more than likely it's a way to pay back the cartels.
Mm-hmm.
So it's It's just not right.
Right.
And the amount of people that this is killing and nobody's talking about it's scary.
Yeah. Oh, because like a lethal dose of fentanyl is literally micrograms. It's not even a gram. It's literally micrograms.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I'm not sure exactly what the lethal dose is, but I know it's micrograms.
I mean, do you think that the government could have a part in this? That want to let the fentanyl in?
I mean,
It's not the first time,
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It wouldn't be too different than the FBI handing out cocaine to underprivileged neighborhoods.
right? Or heroin in the '60s
Yeah.
in Harlem and other cities. And I think that was the CIA.
Yeah.
And then in the '80s they were handing out crack. Uh,
So I mean,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be too different from that, but
no,
at the same time, why?
well,
Is it a population control thing? What is it?
control thing. It's create a crisis and then spend millions of dollars, take freedoms away to fight the crisis that they started in the first place.
Right.
Because, well, we're going to need to gather more information here. We're going to need to have a little bit more surveillance there. We're going to need to track people because of this. And, they create a crisis. We lose our rights. They bring in more people to track, watch, police, tax, whatever. And it's a win for the rich and the powerful.
Well, and like on the addict side of things, I think I've brought this up before. Um, for heroin addicts, if they hear that somebody's heroin has been killing people, people have been dying from somebody's heroin, that's the heroin that they seek out. And they don't know that it's being laced with fentanyl
Right?
and that's what's making people die. Because they're just chasing their high.
Right on. Right on. You want to bring on a musical guest?
Maybe.
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 Me? Be?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Alright, our next musical guest is Johnny Manchild and the Poor Bastards
In the morning?
in the morning.
In the morning?
The song is called In the Morning.
What's it called in the evening?
In the morning.
Yeah, but what about evening?
It's still called In the Morning by Johnny Manchild and the Poor Bastards.
What do you call it in the afternoon?
In the morning.
You're making no sense whatsoever.
The name of the song is In the Morning.
When?
In the morning.
What's it in the afternoon?
In the morning.
Making no sense whatsoever.
The title of the song is In the Morning.
Don't wanna be here anymore. Eyes on the floor, watching dust collect upon the
Lean on. We're back. Swallow. Swallow. Swallow.
It's my fault. That's mine.
This is what she was just trying to get down
That's
before we
mine.
came back.
That's mine.
Uh-huh. Oh, a little chaser there, huh? All right. All right. Well, that was In the Morning.
In the Morning by Johnny Manchild and the Poor Bastards.
So, how's the world according to Kate?
Oh my goodness.
She needs. Oh, okay. All right. So what's the world going on with Kate?
The world according to Kate?
Yes, the world according to Kateland, the talent, mind you, the talent.
Shrimp's hearts are in their heads.
Yeah. Well,
Could you imagine if your heart was in your head?
Most people's hearts are in their head.
Do you think that would be like if your blood pressure was too high and you just heard thud 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 all the time? Do you think they hear thud 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 thud?
I don't know. Are they walking in rhythm?
No, they swim.
In rhythm?
I don't know if they swim in rhythm.
Well, you see, that would.
If you
I don't
remember
know.
from Finding Nemo, they kind of do like a pattern thing.
Don't know if I Nemo.
What? What? How dare you?
No, I don't think I have.
Finally found a streaming service that Devil's Rejects was on. Finally got to watch that. That was pretty good.
Oh yeah, I dig Devil's Rejects. I love the zombie movies. House of a Thousand Corpses is that classic late '60s, '70s horror. That's just, you just don't see that kind of horror anymore. But it's really cool because they always have some bizarre doctor or monster or something going on. And then Devil's Rejects is just
I liked
just
it.
incredible.
However, I do think that the cop that finally, spoiler alert, I do think
It's only been out for
forever. Yeah, forever. I do think that Wydell, when he was like torturing Spalding and Baby and Otis at the end, I think he should have just went ahead and like killed him rather than playing around with them as much as he did, because that's ultimately what got him killed. I mean, I know it would have made for a less so badass ending than it was. However, he just
all right.
yeah.
That's a very good question.
Yeah.
Very good question.
I mean, I understand he was going for the whole kind of bad cop, I'm going to torture you like you tortured my brother role, but I think he should have just went ahead and got while the getting was good. And like the other thing I don't understand is I didn't understand why he didn't pour the gas on Spalding and Otis when he poured the gas on the house.
All right.
He should have poured at least a little bit of gas on them.
You would think.
That way they could start burning.
But you would be interrupting the storyline, and that was not the finish envisioned.
I know.
Now,
I know.
The only other franchise as far as horror movies, because I kind of classify them as horror.
Yeah.
It would be the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. Two great franchises, two totally different. One was more of a biographical kind of a setting, and then Part 2 was really theatrics.
Right.
So with Halloween and
it's scary serial killer, scary movie time, spooky time.
Right, but You know, it's harvest time. It's a beautiful time of the year. Wonderful time to celebrate the fall.
Yeah.
You know, I dig this time of year, man. We're talking on the podcast. Still waiting for it to air. It's out. I'm just waiting for the platforms to release it. But we were talking about uh, just kind of letting go and having a minute of meditation. Can you learn happiness? That is what the podcast last week was for.
You know, I go by the fake it till you make it theory.
Yeah, and that's an excellent way to go about it. But happiness is a skill that needs to be developed,
Right.
and you know you are you make your happiness. You learn how to be happy, and you're not going to be happy all the time. It's just not possible. It's not a destination. It's it's more of a kind of wayposts along the way.
Yeah.
Hello, Nero. You want out? Neros don't need to go out right now. So you will have to wait and be extremely angry. One of the three black cats.
Oh,
Yeah,
dear.
and there's a junior. And another one of the three black cats.
Spooky.
And the one that threw up on me was the other
Tegamo.
three, the other of the three black cats.
But yeah, it even though it's a beautiful time and learning happiness, it's still spooky season.
Yes, it is.
I love spooky season.
Me too.
I,
And I am a skeptic.
you're a skeptic.
I am a skeptic.
Pray tell on
I
what?
am a ghost skeptic.
Ghost skeptic?
Yes.
Like haunting ghosts?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Not. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
As far as hauntings and stuff like that, they got something going on at the old Indiana State Hospital up the road for Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, some type of like Ghostbusters. Who you gonna call?
Goodness.
Ghostbusters. Yeah, that's the old state hospital, psychiatric hospital. Yeah, yeah, they're really playing for it, but they're supposed to have some type of ghost busting going on. I think on Halloween
Ghost busting.
or detection, whatever you call it.
I think the detection part's interesting, but like, and like I do believe in like malevolent spirits. However, haunting, eh.
Yeah, I believe in spirits and energy and things like that. Hauntings, no, I really don't. I really don't buy it. Oh, door's gonna open again, isn't it? And you're not anywhere near it.
He haunts the door though.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he does. And since he hasn't been feeling too well, but he's getting better, as he is being kept inside and not happy about it at all. This week on Peace, Love, and Good Vibes, our podcast, gonna talk a little Tolstoy. Tolstoy, a dead Russian author from the 1800s.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, man. I think we've got some stuff to talk about on him and a couple other folks. But yeah, he was really ahead of his time on some thoughts.
A lot of writers were.
Yes. For y'all that don't know, Tolstoy wrote probably his greatest work was War and Peace, and it's a tome. It's incredible, but it is a tome. If you're going to read it, set a year aside because it takes a while. It's not a really easy read,
Right.
but it's very good if you can get through it. But But yeah, I kind of dig him. Kind of dig what he does.
Right on. Right on.
So, and this is going to be kind of sesh and commentary. So, all kind of ties in. All kind of ties in.
Vibe. Vibe.
Well, do you want to bring us our last? And Clayton has agreed to come on as a guest, so we're trying to set up a time and date. But we have a great, hey, Nick.
Hello, Nick.
Hi, Nikki.
Nikki? Nick?
Yeah.
Hello, Nick.
Hello, Nick. Love you, babe. Thank you for tuning in.
It's good to see you.
But this is Clayton
I don't
Anderson
know. Clayton Anderson in the dark.
in the dark.
In the dark.
In the morning.
In the dark.
In the dark. In the morning. In the dark. 2 favorite times.
In the morning. In the dark. Alone and afraid. Naked and afraid.
Too much information.
The TV show.
Help me out. Way. Help me out.
My baby's got a little secret. She knows I know how to keep it. Ain't trying to tell nobody. She likes it a little bit naughty. She don't mind giving up those kisses, but that ain't nobody's business. She's down anytime as long as I keep it in the dark. With the lights down low, nothing but her high heels. Talk about a smoke show. She got my number, we keep it undercover. She only lets me love her in the dark. She only lets me love her in the dark. She only lets me love her in the dark. It might sound a little scandalous, but that's how I handle it. Cause I know she's mine on mine just as long as I keep it in the dark. With the lights down low, nothing but her high heels. Talk about a smoke show. She got my number, we keep it undercover. She only lets me love her in the dark. Hey! So I don't even know. Every guy wanna take her home, but that ain't what's going on. No. Cause she's right here by my side and going home with me tonight. Yeah. She likes to keep it in the dark. With the lights down low, nothing but her high heels. Talk about a smoke show. She got my number, we keep it undercover. She only lets me love her in the dark. With the lights down low, nothing but her high heels. Talk about a smoke show. She got my number, we keep it undercover. She only lets me love her in the dark. She only lets me love her in the dark. She only lets me love her in the dark.
That was In the Dark by Clayton Anderson.
You know what? He has in that song, you can just feel the energy. And that isn't even a sample of the energy he puts out when he's performing.
Oh yeah. Like we've said before, he leaves it all out on the stage.
Yeah, an amazing.
Every single bit of every emotion he's feeling, it's on that stage.
Yeah, if you have a chance to see him live, I would highly, highly recommend checking out Clayton Anderson.
Next time I see him live, I want to get a picture with him. He's good. High quality. Top notch. He definitely has a passion for what he does.
Hey, I got to give a shout out to Bearded Buds.
Ooh.
Yes, Bearded Buds. Check him out. Great. He has some great lives. Like to call him a friend, but happy birthday, my man. I wanted to give Bearded Buds a special happy birthday shout out.
Happy birthday. Hope it's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, I think he had a pretty good birthday from the few times I've gotten to check my feed. So
Right on.
seems to be going well. Seems to be
Good.
going well.
Good. Have you seen the new Jeffrey Dahmer series yet?
No, I haven't. But Waylon, that seems like something you'd get into.
No.
There's
No.
a lot of
No.
controversy surrounding it. I watched it.
Yes.
Me and Lucas watched it. But after watching it, on my Facebook feed, I've been getting a lot of videos involving the controversy surrounding it because I guess some of the victims' family members are coming out saying that this whole new release of another Jeffrey Dahmer movie is kind of re-traumatizing them because it happened so recently that victims' family members are still around. It's not like if they were to release like an Ed Gein
Right,
dramatization or like a John Wayne Gacy dramatization. I know some of John Wayne Gacy's victims' family members are still
well,
around.
also, I mean,
No.
one of the three black cats. Yeah, but I mean, look what they've done with, Son of Sam and,
Yeah.
the Hillside Strangler and, they've done this with about every killer out there. Ted Bundy, for
Right.
God's sakes.
Right.
Uh,
I know it's something that's very common with serial killers, and like when I watched the dramatization of the Ted Bundy serial killings, the one with Zac Efron. I can't remember the exact name of it, but when I watched that one, a big note that they struck on, which they also struck on with this new dramatization of the Jeffrey Dahmer killings, is that they want to remind you that the victims did have families, and their families are still out there.
mm-hmm.
And I know, a lot of the victims' family members don't want to watch the dramatization, which is perfectly fine. Nobody really expects them to. It's just all the media coverage
Right.
that's all over. That's really. But I feel
again,
like it's important for them to know that, like, they are reminding, people. It's not just about the serial killer. It's about the lives that he affected by doing the serial killings. It is another money situation. It is.
but
Honestly.
a few things that you could you could
Yeah.
you could say is you used to say don't trust anybody over 30, and now they're in their 80s and we're still listening to them.
Right.
And trusting them. We got to wise up. Another thing is you can't trust the media,
Right.
and you sure in the hell can't trust the government. So, only believe what you can actually see, well, maybe, and hear yourself without being filtered through all kinds of garbage. Because that messes up your vibe, it toxifies your soul, and they know what they're doing. And they keep you tuning back in and keep you interested in a story that absolutely means nothing, that it's going to go nowhere. And as soon as it starts to drop ratings, it will be put to the back burner and some new crisis or new story pops up. and they're programming you. I mean, just stay away from the garbage. Stop. Enjoy the beautiful weather. Enjoy the turning of the leaves for where you live that have leaves that turn.
Leaves that turn.
Leaves that turn. And dig the colors and the vibes and all. And get away from the garbage.
Yeah, especially with the season that we're in. This is the beginning of seasonal affective disorder. As fall is going into winter is really the beginning, in my opinion, of seasonal affective disorder. So we really need to stay in check with our mental health.
Yes.
Keep our mental health in check. Keep it in check. Check. Yeah.
Well, I would like to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. And would you like to say good night, Kate? The talent. Who did?
What'd she say?
Oh.
Yes.
Right on.
Yes.
Right on.
Yes, because
Yeah.
that was their main complaint. Is it was like they were reliving the trauma all over again.
Right. Well, I haven't seen it, and I don't know if that's something that I'm really
But
interested in seeing, honestly.
In my opinion, I've watched other serial killer documentaries, dramatizations, whatever they may be, because I'm kind of into the serial killer stuff. But it did do a really good job at not only showcasing the victims and their families, but also Jeffrey Dahmer's neighbor. Now I did watch another video on the subject saying that the neighbor that they were dramatizing was actually her daughter, or I know her name was Glenda. I can't remember her last name for sure. But it was her daughter who lived next to Jeffrey Dahmer and called the police all the time, and the police would not listen to her no matter what. They did.
You're into serial killers?
Yes. Just the shows. Just the shows. I like true. I like true crime. I like true crime.
You weren't.
Right.
I like true crime. Well, you don't know how many serial killers are out there today just running around, and nobody knows about it.
Right.
With that being said, would you like to say goodnight, Kate?
Good night, guys. Have a good evening, and have safe travels to your homes.
And that's what Buzzballs and Moonshine does to Kateland, the talent. And as always,
I'm still very talented.
as always, peace, love, good vibes. Have an amazing night.
Friends.